Bob sweats, Peter continues his journey to try and get a peach, and Sheree is the bone collector. But do we finally get to the bottom of the rumors surrounding Candy and Porsha? Stay tuned for the Real Housewives of Atlanta after show here on AfterBuzz.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
What's up, guys?
Hi, guys.
Justin was trying to wave to you.
Yes.
But you didn't see him.
And we originally wanted to play Loyalty by Kendrick Lamar and Rihanna, but it wouldn't pop up for us. Because I wanted you guys to know what we were thinking about this part 3, you know?
Yeah.
There needs to be some loyalty.
Well, and there is some, like, weird loyalty
Try to add
in
this
this
to her reel.
season, too. So...
Not at all.
Yes, so what's up, guys? Welcome to the Real Housewives of Atlanta after show on AfterBuzz. I'm your host, Jessie Zahner. You can find me all over social media at @AthleticChick. And
Hi, guys. It's Mo, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at MOClassified.
And what up, everybody? It's Jay Hart, and you can find me on social media at It's Me Jay Hart.
And make sure you guys follow AfterBuzz TV all over social media and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I'm live now in the live chat, so come say what's up to us and chat Real Housewives of Atlanta
Part
Reunion
3.
Part 3.
Reunion.
We are finally almost to the end of the season.
3. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. So tonight we have the guys show up on this episode.
Yes.
Bob, Peter, and Marvin, or Todd. Andy was like throwing shade.
Why Marvin? I didn't get it.
So remember when Porsha said that Todd was in New York calling himself Marvin and like talking to other girls?
You remember that episode?
I don't.
Fans, get it. I was just like...
Be quiet. But why would he do that? I guess that's another story.
Yeah, I don't know why he did that. It was like his... whatever. Andy,
Right.
Just throwing some shade to be...
No, I'm saying why would Todd be
why
in
would
New
Todd
York
do
calling
that?
himself Martin?
Well, supposedly, they were saying that Candy told him to do that if he wanted to talk to other females. Just so people
got
wouldn't,
you.
you
Yes,
know,
Candy, I say the
reference
same
him
thing.
as-
'Cause don't you be embarrassing me.
Right.
Okay, so... yeah. Let's start with Bob, because... when I saw Bob on TV, he was like glistening. Like either somebody dumped a large amount of glitter on him or he was sweating his ass off as usual. What did you guys think of Bob's part of this episode? Because he wasn't on for that long.
Right.
I think his apology once again was sincere. Well, this time it was sincere, and I agree with Sheree because I think he received a lot of backlash because of the comment he made and the fact that he joked with, domestic violence. So I feel like in this situation, it appeared to be genuine, just because, like I said, I feel like he is trying to make a change. But as far as like him trying to get back with Sheree, I don't see that working.
Right. I don't see that working either. But I feel like Bob still wants it to work.
Yeah.
And I feel like Sheree's over it. And I feel like when she actually said it, on national TV, or when she was confronted about it, like, no, he's not where I need him to be. I feel like that was like a shot to the pride for him.
Right.
And, but yeah, I do feel like his apology was sincere. And that he kind of really, really feels bad, after the backlash. And then, like Sheree said last episode or the first episode, she just thinks that he forgot where he was at the time. So I feel like he's just like, wow, I didn't know, this was going to turn into this.
Right.
But I'm trying to figure out, did the kids watch the show? Like, why do they keep asking, have you talked to your kids about it? Like, I feel like they have seen this already.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, why are they acting so oblivious? Like, no, I haven't talked to them. They've seen the show, even if you haven't talked to them.
Well, now that it's out there, they've seen it.
Right.
But I was going to ask, I mean, it's interesting that, I'm just going based on your comment when you said that, I guess he didn't know it was going to blow out of proportion. But I feel like it's no excuse whether the camera, because I guess he didn't think the cameras were on, or he probably forgot about that part. But I feel like no matter what, it's no excuse for you to even joke around with that. But as far as Sheree, she said she's still open to building a friendship. I feel like she's probably open to building more with him, but it just
she didn't want to say it right then and there.
And I'm like,
totally
why do
agree.
Yeah, I agree too.
If he took you through all of this abuse, verbal and physical and mental abuse, why do you still want to deal with that?
Right. Well, I feel like they do have to kind of have a friendship because of the kids. But I do agree with you.
Those
I
kids
think
are
that
grown.
but you still kind of always want to be on good terms, which are, like my parents are separated, but they're still on good terms. And I feel like that does make a difference, even though me and my siblings are grown. But what was I getting at? Oh, I feel like Sheree would get back with him as well, but I feel like she was telling the truth when she was saying he's not where he needs her to be. So I feel like she's just gonna have to be patient, and she's probably has a little hope that he will get to where she wants him to be. But like she said, right here, right now, at this moment, he's not where I need him to be. But she probably hopes he does get there. Yeah. And so it's not just shut down all the way that they won't ever get back together.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
She keep her options open. Like, don't go back to your past.
So here's my question with Bob is like, when you're on camera, especially him, he's only on camera for like a short period of time. So don't you think if you like had something you were hiding your whole life, or had something that was like negative about you, you try to hide it while you're on camera? So my thing is, if he's saying these things on camera, what kinds of things go on off camera?
Right, exactly. It seems a little scary. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. He didn't know the camera was on in the car.
Oh,
right.
I
don't
really
think so.
Know?
I don't think he knew, because
he just
and
forgot.
sometimes like you can forget, like when you on these reality shows, like you tend to forget. I mean, your life is pretty much normal,
right?
You know, when the cameras are always following you around, you tend to forget that part. So I think it was a situation like that. He just probably forgot that the camera was in the car, and then I think it was like a GoPro camera. So sometimes you can like and guys with a GoPro is like one of those small cameras that you just stick in your car when they're doing like the driving scenes.
Right.
For those who don't know. But no, I think that's that's what it was, and he just probably just forgot.
Right.
He
but still, just think about Phaedra being in the car, Kenya being in the car. I would never want my significant other to be saying that in front of my peers.
I know.
But like they say, he jokes around a lot, but I just feel like that wasn't a joke that you should have said. You know, and I can tell he's a goofball, but still, you just don't joke around about domestic violence and putting your hands on women.
Right. And I feel like the cast was pretty supportive towards him, like not supporting the fact that he said that, but just supportive, like they know what type of person he genuinely is, and despite the fact that this happened, like they still are in his corner.
Right. Yeah.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah. So switching from Bob over to Peter, what did you guys think of Peter's entire existence on this
no filter
reunion?
Today?
No filter. Like, he needs a peach.
Yeah, but I feel like he might have been a little drunk.
I think he was
so
drunk.
too.
Yeah. Like, so that's why he had no filter. But when he left, was he saying, "What's in this drink?"
Yeah, he's like, "What's in that drink?" or something like that.
He was like, obviously feeling himself.
Yeah.
But no filter at all. I was shocked, but I think Kenya was there for it. She was like, "You better go, Peter."
Well, so that's
say
what
all what I'm thinking.
Yes,
that's what Kenya
was
thinking.
Totally like no filter at all, and I was really thinking this might be the last time that we see Peter, because we found out that Cynthia's starting to date. She went on one date, and then he's actually dating somebody, and he really likes this person.
Right.
So I'm thinking, is this the end of Peter?
Right.
So he has to like go out with a bang.
And that's why he did that little last message to Cynthia, like, "I love you and I wish you were stronger," just to like let that be his last words.
I think it's some bull. Like, excuse my French, that's bullshit, yo. And the way that Peter
makes it seem like Cynthia gave up.
Yes, and this is my thing. I hate that Cynthia is playing the victim again.
I agree.
And why are you putting the blame on you? We all saw this play out on television. Like, we read the articles, we saw the blogs, we saw the videos. Peter was a cheater.
Yeah.
He was responsible for your marriage, for their marriage, falling apart. Like, they had nothing to do with Cynthia. I feel like Cynthia tried her best to be a wife, to be independent, to be, a mother, and a confidant in this relationship. But I hate that she's trying to put the blame on, she's trying to blame herself for their failed marriage.
Right.
And it's definitely Peter. Like, Peter wasn't there.
Right.
But then I liked what she said about she can't handle stressful situations, and that is what led to their divorce. It was too many stressful situations. It wasn't just one stressful situation. It was like stressful situations in all aspects of their life and relationship, which led to, I gotta go. It wasn't like she just gave up for one small little thing, which Peter tries to make it seem like, "I wish you could have been stronger and we could have, stood the test of time." But it's like, no, Peter, I wish you just could have did better.
You should have been a better man in this relationship, period.
Right.
It had nothing to do with Cynthia. I feel like she played her cards. She did her part in this relationship. It was just Peter's immature guy.
Yeah.
He wanted to have sex with other women. He wanted to travel. He wanted to blow off their money and do whatever. But, he just wasn't a good husband.
So what did you think of when he went at Porsha, I guess, kind of, and Cynthia, too, when they said, he wasn't out sleeping with 18 and 19-year-old girls. That was all rumors. And they went back to Porsha last year saying that on the reunion, because I believed that all this time.
And I still
believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, for him to still try to defend it from a year ago shows that he's guilty. You know what I'm saying? It's still affecting you or whatever, but that definitely played a part. And I just feel like, Cynthia, you can't be clueless to you know, in this situation and not see what he's and not being able to see that he is a cheater, or you know that he's not, you know, perfect or whatever. But you know, I just feel like Peter was on 10 tonight.
He really was.
He was on 10.
But I enjoyed it.
Even when he like that whole situation between him and Phaedra.
I like that though. I like that situation.
So
I feel like people think that came out of nowhere, but it was true. It's like Phaedra the nerve of you to try to give advice. I feel like that was what Peter was trying to say. The nerve of you to try to give advice. You don't want Porsha to have a baby because she doesn't have the whole happily ever after yet. But you don't even have the happily ever after anymore.
Right.
So like, let people just do their own thing. Like, don't try to stop your friend from doing what she wants to do. Just be in her corner.
Right.
It was almost like a counseling session.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
And he just
Peter did
let
that.
her have it. Like, and Phaedra was kind of like, but she know he was like kind of speaking some truth.
Yeah, so we have a lot of people commenting on Cynthia and Peter's relationship. So Hope Adair in the chat says, I don't think Peter actually got caught cheating. Slow down. So,
what do you mean he didn't get caught cheating? The video was out there of him roped up against another woman.
yeah.
What do you call
Which is
that?
disrespectful.
Which, yeah, that's
And
why
anything
I think
you don't want your significant other to do, then you're cheating. Yeah, if you wouldn't want your significant other to do it, then it's cheating.
Right.
That's what I consider cheating.
Yeah, no, I mean, I still have that thought too. Tangled55, who joins us every week, says, I got a little emotional when Cynthia said she doesn't handle stress well and started tearing up. I believed her 100%.
What about Peter on Porsha's Todd?
Yeah.
Why do you think he was so defensive about that? Like, why is Todd not here today?
Yeah, that was really weird.
And I feel like Porsha kind of like was scared of it. Like,
I think it was trying to make it seem like that it wasn't genuine, that she just had him on the show just because, you know, kind of similar to, you know, the Kenya and Matt situation.
Right.
So I think that's probably what he was doing.
I wonder how true that is, because I feel like Porsha kind of looked a little shook up from him saying that. Like, it might, like she was guilty in a sense. Like, I felt like she wasn't calm about it.
Like, they're on pause now that, you know, they're done filming.
Right. And
exactly.
So he must be back in D.C. too, because he got a job in D.C.
Right. So now, what if Porsha is the real Kenya out here paying people to be on the show for her?
I think they have
because that's so convenient for him to get a job right now in DC now that the season's over.
I think they have a probably a genuine friendship, if anything. I don't think it's anything like that.
Yeah,
you know.
No, I think they have
everybody's
a genuine
hiring somebody to keep their peach to keep their part on the show.
Ooh.
It's crazy.
Well, Phaedra can't hire anybody.
Yeah,
poor
exactly.
Phaedra.
So before we get to Shamina and Phaedra and everything else, one thing that we've been talking about all season is Sheree, because Sheree has been playing both sides of every single situation that's gone down. And so today, she admits, I'm the bone carrier.
Yes.
And she just tells people that she is not going to stop telling people what they're saying about each other, because people need to stop talking behind each other's back, which I know that's what we've been saying.
Right.
It stirs up a lot of drama, but at the same time, I kind of like want to be Sheree in like my friend circle.
Exactly. No,
it's real.
Really liked Sheree's response in regards to TV. So I don't know if I would kind of do it in my friend circle, but I feel like when she put it into perspective as we're all gonna watch these shows over again, and then you're gonna look back at me like, why didn't you tell me? I feel like in the sense of TV, she's doing the right thing.
Right.
But maybe if it didn't, like TV, like we have lives where TV is not following us. I feel like you don't have to go tell everybody's business. Just let it get to them. Let it, you know, people go through what they go through, and just let them go through it on their time. Like, don't interfere. Yeah. You know. But I feel like just because of TV, that's a good response. I was here for it.
Yeah. What do you think, Justin?
I was there for it. No, I was
totally
there.
Were you there?
No, I was totally there for. I mean, I feel like on and off camera, you need a person like Sheree. And I don't, you know, now looking back, because at first I thought Sheree was being messy, but when she explained it tonight, the way she did, I was like, okay, now I see it. You know, because you want someone, I mean, this stuff is eventually going to play out in the reunion. You're going to see it when you watch these episodes over and over again. You don't want anyone questioning your loyalty, if anything. So I'm glad that, you know, that Sheree spoke up and she did it in a way where she was looking out for the girls, because they're all around each other.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? Especially like if I see you talking to Mo and I'm like, she just said this about Mo, you know, I'm gonna feel some type of way. And it's like, I feel like you guys should both talk about it. So it can come off messy, but at the same time, I think that, you know, at least everybody will have some type of clarity and it'll be, you know, and some understanding in the situation, you know, so.
It was perfect logic.
Yeah.
And then I feel like, if she wasn't playing it how she's playing it, she'll end up like Phaedra, which is the next
totally
episode
agree.
It's gonna all blow up.
Yes.
So that would have been Sheree if Sheree wasn't.
No, you're exactly right.
Yeah.
So one big guest who I've been waiting for to come on the reunion is Shamina, because I've been wondering what has been going on with Shamina. So we find out Porsha and Shamina haven't spoke since that episode aired, and it's weird because Porsha goes through some type of apology with Shamina, and Shamina like accepts it, but then they start arguing about things that have happened again. So like I feel like it's definitely still unsettled. What did you guys think?
Oh yeah, it's definitely unsettled because Porsha said it. She said our relationship is broken, and you know that hurts me. But I feel like Porsha and Shamina, I feel like they will be friends later on in life, even if they can't get it together right now. But and I feel like Porsha wants to be Shamina's friend, and Shamina wants to be Porsha's friend. That's why she's so hurt, and that's why she's so like, you know, responding the way she's responding to the whole thing. Like I feel like they want to have the relationship that they had, but it's just gonna take some time and a lot of talking about, you know, what happened and a lot of forgiveness.
Well, it's gonna take Porsha to remove herself from her friendship with Phaedra.
Yeah.
Because as we, you know, as everybody can see, Phaedra is responsible for a lot of these broken relationships and rumors that have been spreaded across the board. But man, that apology. First of all, let me just Porsha, and I got to be a fan right now and not a journalist, but Porsha, when she went in on Kenya, that felt so good because I'm like, Kenya's always butting in people's business.
Right.
Like this has nothing to do with you. And Porsha nailed it when she told Kenya, she was like, yo, you always got to put your 2 cents in. You always got to be in somebody's business. You just need some attention.
Right.
And when she kept telling her to shut the F up back to back, and I'm like, she needs to hear that.
Right.
Because it's like, Kenya, this has nothing to do with you. Her apology is to Shamina and not you. So I was glad that Porsha, you know, she didn't back off. Like, listen, like, Kenya, stay in your lane. Everything is not about you. And I feel like that's, like, Kenya doesn't have a storyline, in my opinion.
Definitely.
Like, she creates these storylines. She tries to get the attention. Like, you know, she jumps in people's drama just so she can have a part in it, you know. But I'm like, yo, this had nothing to do with you. And I'm glad Porsha stood her ground.
Right.
Like, for real.
Yeah, if you're going to intrude on anything, like she always does, don't intrude on an apology, a sincere apology.
So, and actually, we have somebody in the chat, Kitty202 says, actually, Porsha didn't really apologize on the reunion show. Please watch that again. But
well, she did
actually. No, she did.
I think she did.
Yeah, she started, at first she started off and it wasn't quite gonna be an apology, but I feel like after the King thing, it was like, okay, now I have to really full-fledged apologize.
No, I agree, and I do think it was a sincere, genuine apology, and I do think, like you guys said, they want to be friends again, and I think they will eventually, but then they get back to the part of the show where we've talked about this before, but you see Porsha on screen standing up for Phaedra.
Exactly.
But she doesn't stand up for this girl who's been her friend, like, basically her whole life.
Exactly.
And how does that work?
Right, and I feel like that's why Shamina got a little, you know, disturbed again, just rewatching it, like, no, I do need to address this. Even though you did just forgive me and I accept that apology, I mean, even though you did just apologize and I do accept that apology and I appreciate you doing it on national television, we still have to address, like, what really happened. And I don't want it to, like, slide under the rug. Like, I want to know, why did you do that, Porsha? Like, that really hurt me, you know? Why did you not back me up?
And we've seen Phaedra manipulate Porsha this season, but I don't understand how nobody else in her life has told her that. Like, do you think Shamina and Porsha have had a conversation? Because Shamina doesn't like Phaedra.
Right. Well, she said they haven't had a conversation since that aired.
But during the season, like while they were in season, do you think Shamina and Porsha had some type of conversation about Phaedra and the way that their relationship is? But she doesn't believe Shamina because Shamina doesn't like Phaedra.
Well,
like,
you know, Shamina, said, watch you, you remember she came to Porsha's house and sat on the couch, like, I need you to watch who your friends are. And I'm sure they probably had more conversations than that probably wasn't aired, but I feel like Shamina has been trying to address the issue since she realized that it was an issue.
Right. Because one thing Joseph Boza says in the chat is that Porsha is controlled by Phaedra. She doesn't have a spine to stand up to her, and I agree. Like, I feel like with Porsha or with Phaedra, it's like a different situation. Like, Porsha had no problem continuing the rumor about Shamina at the table with Phaedra, but then when stuff is said about Phaedra, she's willing to stand up for her.
I wouldn't say that Porsha doesn't have a backbone, because I think she does, but I feel like for some reason, and I don't even know the reason, Porsha wants a friend so bad. She wants somebody in her corner so bad, and I feel like maybe Phaedra's just giving her some type of friendship she's never experienced before. But I feel like she could do without Phaedra. Like, whatever happens next episode, like, I feel like if enough works her up, like she'll walk away from Phaedra with no problem and be able to stand up on her own with no problem. But
I think she did that. I mean, when she walked off, I feel like that was probably the last time she, had a conversation
with Phaedra.
Yeah, because I haven't seen any pictures or anything on Porsha's Instagram of them.
That's true.
Of them together.
That's true.
But I can say that Phaedra and not Phaedra, but Porsha and Shamina, they're cool because Porsha was at her wedding. I want to say a month ago. She uploaded,
So yeah, they probably don't talk. But yeah, I don't feel like Porsha needs Phaedra. But I guess as far as we know, or as far as we've seen so far, nothing has happened to make her have to do away with her.
So, but here's my thing. I think you made a really good point. Portia needs a friend. But, like, wasn't Candy her friend?
Right. That's why I said I don't even know why she feels that she needs a friend. Because I feel like a lot of people will be Portia's friends.
Right.
And she just has a lot of friends, period. But I just don't know what it is that's, like, her soul tie with Phaedra in particular. Like, Shamina could be that same best friend that Phaedra is being to her. So I don't know what it is.
I think it's for the camera. It's for TV. It's like...
I don't think it's for TV, though.
I think so. Because everybody was pulling for their friendship. I think they had fun together. There wasn't all these different scenes, so I think that played a part in it. I don't know. I don't think it was genuine.
I do think it was genuine because I feel like Porsha wouldn't be walking off that stage crying the way that she was crying if it was genuine, and I can tell it's genuine. Like even them defending themselves today. Like why does it matter? Like why are y'all focused on if our friendship is genuine or not? Like. That's not even anything we should be worried about. Why are you worried about if it's genuine or not? Like, obviously you are hating. Obviously you are jealous.
Right. Then why Phaedra didn't stand up for Porsha when she was getting thrown under the bus then?
Because that's not Phaedra. Phaedra's just a fucked up person, period. We know who Phaedra is individually outside of this friendship with Porsha. Obviously, Porsha just hasn't realized who Phaedra is. That's just who Phaedra is.
Because Phaedra, if me and you, like, we're super close and you got into it with somebody or somebody, was throwing you under the bus and calling you names and basically you knew that I was responsible for. Like, I'm not gonna just sit there and allow that to happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like it's genuine on Portia's end.
Oh,
huh?
If anything.
You said what? Yeah, I think it was genuine on Portia's end, definitely. But Phaedra, I feel like she pretty much showed this season that she didn't care for. She didn't care about their relationship.
The type of person she is. Period. She doesn't care about anybody's relationship.
Because when shit hits the fan, that's when you see who's loyal and who's not. And I felt like Phaedra didn't step up to help her out in this situation. She let her take all the heat, and now Phaedra's about to get all the heat in this reunion because everything is played out.
Right. But I feel like if it was any friend other than Porsha, even if it was Phaedra and Candy, Phaedra and Kenya, Phaedra and Cynthia, Phaedra's just a fucked up individual, and she's never gonna look out for anybody more than she would look out for herself.
It's true.
So one thing that was brought up in the reunion, and Kitty202 in the chat says that this friendship is an alliance, it's not a friendship. Do you guys agree?
No, not really. I don't.
You think it's a friendship?
I thought so.
I think it's a one-sided friendship.
Yeah, I guess that's how we have to put it.
I think it's one-sided.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. So let's see what else they're saying in the chat. So
11.
Okay, so
it's hot up here.
So then Shamina continued to throw shade after they talked about the alliance because she said it's a really convenient friendship for Phaedra. And one thing, then she started throwing shade at Phaedra, saying don't leave your credit cards around her. And then it started this big fight between the two of them. And I know you said like you think that Porsha's side of this was genuine, but then Porsha started crying. Like, did you see her in that moment? Did you think that she was like, this is so upsetting to me? And to me, it did not look like she was really that upset. She wasn't crying. She was faking it.
Tear or anything on that. But I can't understand just the frustration. If she was really like, emotional, it can be frustrating when you're in the middle of two people you care about and they're both going at it. It's like one person's telling you need to watch out for your friend. You think your other friend is loyal because they've been there for you throughout the tough times in your life. But I think it is kind of frustrating to be in that situation. But shit, I don't know. What you think?
No, I feel like I would be frustrated, especially if I really, really love both of them and really want to be friends with both of them. But just they're making it difficult. I feel like
So
that's why it's frustrating because it's like kind of out of her control.
Right.
It's like, I want to be friends with both of you.
Yeah.
If we could come together, that would be great. But obviously we can't. But I can't do anything about it. So that's frustrating.
No, I totally agree. If my friends were fighting, I definitely would be frustrated. But I just don't understand why the fake tears on screen.
I mean, I feel like it was probably just a lot of pressure. You know,
like, just cut it out,
it was
guys.
more
like,
pressure
stop,
than hurt.
Yeah, yeah. She was a little over
pressured on national
dramatic.
television. Yeah.
So towards the end of the reunion, we find out that Kandi actually served papers to Porsha because of the allegations that were made against her. And
I feel like that was a good move on Kandi's behalf.
I agree.
It's like, don't play with me.
Yeah. I mean, that's really could be hurtful for her business, for everything that she does. I know Justin and I were talking beforehand, but like in the music business, this is something that
it's pretty serious.
Right. So
yeah, that was a good move.
So it's weird because a few times in this reunion, I saw Porsha throwing Phaedra under the bus. So this is an example of one of those times because she said, I got served papers by Kandi, so I can't talk about it. So I'm going to give it over to Phaedra. Because
I don't think she was throwing her under the bus.
Oh, you don't think she was?
No, I think it was like, you literally told me this.
Right.
You are the one who told me.
But why
so
didn't she
since
say
I
that
can't
all
say
season?
anything about it, I need you to talk. I feel like she was kind of oblivious. Like, I need you to talk for me. Like, obviously, you know the facts because you gave them to me. So now that I can't talk about it, please talk about it for me, friend.
Right.
And that's when it blew out of proportion because it's like, oh, no,
I don't think
you
she
really
knowingly threw her under the bus.
Exactly.
I think she was
exactly.
But like, she did throw her under the bus. Like, I was like, if
right.
she knew what she was doing right now. But like, because my thing is, why didn't she say this all season? All season, Porsha was taking the blame for all of this stuff that went on.
Right.
And she never said anything about Phaedra, and here finally she does. Again, like you said, like I don't think she knew, but it kind of ends right there with we don't know what's happening next.
Right. And then I know Porsha said something like, I just asked you this two days ago. And I feel like, they've probably been planning like what could possibly come up on the reunion and how they're going to respond to it. And I feel like Phaedra was still lying 2 days ago.
Right.
You know, saying one thing, and then now that the reunion came and the situation came up, it's like, wow. So we just tried to go over this. We just tried to get all of this clear.
Right. So is Phaedra the one that told Porsha that Kandi was trying to drug her?
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys believe that?
Phaedra's just a mess, and she just sitting there.
Why could we not see this come out during the season?
Right. But I feel like we knew.
Yeah. We saw bits and pieces. She was the person who started the rumor of the whole lesbian thing, and commenting about that. So I mean, Phaedra's behind a lot of this stuff, but now she's being exposed. Right. So it's like you can't be surprised. Like, she always throws the whole church thing, as a distraction. But those are the people you really gotta watch out.
She should be more like Sheree. She she just leave a trail and don't even pick up after herself. Right.
Well, so that's it's so interesting you say that, because during this episode, Andy called her out for the time where Sheree, I'm not sure if it was Sheree or Marlo, but when they were all at the table and they were asking Kandi if she was a lesbian, and she's like, oh, well, that's what we heard.
Right.
And Sheree's sitting there drinking, and Porsha's like, who said that? Who said that? And Andy asked Phaedra.
She said, you didn't think that was
at any
you?
point you think that they were talking about you? And she's like, no.
Right. She's just crazy. She can't even lie good. It doesn't even look like the truth. And then even when she was like, I kept saying that they did this. What is that?
Right.
Phaedra?
She didn't have anything
to say. Sex. Yeah. So that's what you were saying.
But you're right. She didn't have anything to say. She just
like, they were drilling Phaedra, and I was like, damn. Usually she would have a comeback. She didn't have a comeback. She didn't have anything to say. Because she knew that she was making it up, and I'm just shocked. I am shocked because she fooled a lot of people. Yeah. Just throughout the other seasons of watching Real Housewives. I mean, she fooled a lot of people. You would think that Phaedra was a good person and that she wanted to see the ladies together without any drama. And the fact that she's the cause of all this drama this season, it's crazy. And I'm glad that they gave her the boot. That she's not gonna be back next season.
Yeah, because that was enough is enough.
Because these are lies, like for real, lie after lie after lie. And I'm like, we don't know what to believe. Yes, this is a reality show. We know that some of this stuff, is fabricated. But at the same time, it's like when you're just creating stuff and you're really trying to tarnish, someone's reputation. That's real jacked up.
Mm-hmm. At the same time, I almost wonder what they'll do without her next season, because if you think about this season back, literally every single situation that happened was based off of a lie that Phaedra told. Like between the bombing at her thing, between the Kandi and Porsha situation.
But I feel like they'll do okay without her, because I feel like she doesn't own up to anything anyway. And like we were talking about last week, or we've talked about it period before, that she runs from things, you know? Like if she doesn't want to talk about it, we're not talking about it. Whereas everybody else is like an open book because this is a reality show. So with her lies, she's just like, yeah, I said it. I don't know what I said. Or she'll say anything just to get the attention off of her. So I feel like they'll be okay without her because it's not like she gives us enough anyway.
I know.
You just don't know what to believe.
Yeah, we can never get to the bottom of any lie that she tells. So it's just like swept under the rug and then we move on.
Exactly. So you're getting swept under the rug and we're going to move on.
Yeah.
She's still not divorced. I could have sworn I came across an article that said something about Apollo was trying to get like either 300,000 or something like that. But I don't think she's even fully divorced from him. So while she is handing over these fake divorce papers,
Phaedra. It just keeps getting better.
Yes. So next episode we see the finale of this entire season and reunion, and all hell is breaking loose.
Right.
Like everybody's up and out of their seats and backstage, and Candy's screaming at Andy.
Yeah, Andy's in the girls' bathroom.
Yeah. So I'm really interested to see this, and I hope it doesn't disappoint, because I feel like this season we've been like leading up to something like this moment.
Better be it.
So it better be it, because like we've been waiting for this blowout and like it hasn't happened.
Right.
But they've been like leading up to it, so I'm really interested to see what happens.
Right.
Go ahead. Do you think Phaedra will own up to this lie that she told?
I feel like she'll have no choice but to. Like, it's like, we're not even giving you an option to own up to it. Like, you're the verdict. You are, you're the one.
Yes.
We already know. Even if you don't tell us, even if you try to shy away like you usually do, like, process of elimination, you're the one that caused all the drama.
Yeah. So were you also going to mention something about Nene?
Yes, I saw Nene was doing the after show with Andy for this part 3 reunion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually somebody was saying that there might be a chance that her and Kim are going to be friends of the wives next season.
That makes sense, because I feel like why, like being Nene, like only reason that she would be doing this after show is because she's about to take part again.
Right.
Otherwise, it'll be like, I'm done with that. I'm retired, period, from Bravo. Like, leave me alone. But if she was receptive to being his co-host tonight and discussing that, I feel like something's coming.
Any last thoughts for next episode and what you can expect?
I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. This is what we've been waiting for all season.
The blow up.
Yes. So, anything else you have for part 3 of the reunion?
No. Did we discuss everybody? Cynthia, Sheree.
Yeah. I think we pretty much know that.
Candy, Todd.
Was there anything else? What are they talking about?
What are the viewers saying?
Just stuff about Kim and Nene.
You guys love Nene as much as...
Don't Be Tardy was confirmed for season 6.
Okay.
People still watch that show?
Obviously.
Oh, shit.
Season 6.
I actually haven't watched that show in a little while, so
I haven't watched it at all.
So before we go today, Mo is not going to be with us next week for the reunion, the final reunion.
I know. I'm sorry, guys.
So we'll miss her next.
I know this is
episode.
my grand finale.
But
please continue to hit me up on Instagram and Twitter like you've been doing, so we can just stay in communication and be social media besties.
Yes.
Creepy.
So we will find out how all of this season wraps up next week. So join us back here on AfterBuzz for the Real Housewives of Atlanta after show. I'm your host, Jessie Zahner. You can find me all over social media at Athletic, and tell everybody where they can find you guys.
Find me on Instagram and Twitter at MO Classified.
And you can find me on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at
It's me, J Hart.
You better know it.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week. See ya.
Bye.
Shit, that's no way.
Executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff. We would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.